Hello everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel where I convince locals that black woodpeckers are made up by the government. And today, I'm going to be reviewing this creature I found living in my grandparents' bathroom closet. Yes, hello everyone, and welcome back to a spooky review where I will be reviewing the Jurassic Park Chaos Effect Tyrannonops. Also, look at this. Look at that big spider. It's so cool. But anyway, so we're looking at the Tyrannonops, which I do have two here. There are two variants of the Tyrannonops. I do not have one of the variants, and I don't care to get the other variant. But I do have two here, and we're gonna look at them, I guess, because why not? And you get these capture gear parts. Now, fortunately, I do have all of them. Yeah, so you get this, which is like the chains that go in between its legs. You got this little necklace thing, and you get this thing that goes on its head. Keep it from tearing your arm off. So I do want to look at this one, because I just want to know what in the world happened to this. It looks like the paint has melted. Now, like, I would say, oh, someone just did a really bad job at painting this, because, like, maybe all the paint was wearing off. But this looks like the paint that was already applied to it. Like, look there. It looks like nail polish that's been scraped off. Like, the paint is thick looking. It's weird, and I just don't know. I don't know. But ignore this. This was me trying to like cover up these weird spots, but like everything else, this, all the weird spots that like they look, and if you look, the texture just doesn't look right. Ignore this, but like around here, it's just, I don't know what happened to this, but you know, it's weird. If anyone has any suggestions other than someone tried to paint this really badly, I don't know, it just doesn't look like that. I mean, look at that. It looks melted. I don't know. But yeah, we've got that one. This is the nicer one, so we're going to be looking at this one instead. Here it is, the Tyrannonops, which is part Lycanops, part Tyrannosaurus Rex. Doesn't really look like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but you know, whatever. It's fine. But it is JP 96, I think, or no, it's 96, right? It's not 98. I don't. It's very, very badly. The numbers aren't very good. Or could it be 88 or 86? Who knows? Who knows, to be honest. Now, coloration-wise, this is a very brightly colored figure. So if that's not your thing, it's probably not a figure for you. But if you are a fan of brightly colored stuff and the chaos effect, it's a pretty good figure. I think it looks really nice. The patterns overall are really nicely done. I just love the Kenner style. It's so, I just love it so much. I just love it so much. Overall, not very much detail going on. Of course, that kind of Kenner style. A lot of their figures were either detailed, but like also had they were kind of stylized. But then you got these where, you know, you got like the ribs textured and like some skin textured, but not much going on as far as like scale detail or anything like that. It's kind of smooth. And, you know, you could say it's lazy, but I think it looks good. And I think it has its own sort of style to it. And I think it's really nice. I wish my chair would stop squeaking. Coloration-wise, it is very bright neon orange, which I think looks really cool, especially with this pop of blue around the eyes, and the black, of course, looks really nice, and this kind of creamy color around like the body here, and on the tail, and on the neck and the jaw, looks really nice, and the patterns are nicely done with paint all over the body. Again, Mattel, take notes. Also, I should have, you know, this is like one of the cheaper figures in the Chaos Effect line. Of course, I don't know what price it was when it first came out, but I do know that it was one of the cheaper figures. Mattel would never do something like this for one of their cheaper figures. They would never consider adding capture gear. I know they did for like, they did it for like the juvenile T-Rex in the first Legacy Collection wave, but that was it. And I kind of was disappointed about that. Like, why include it on that T-Rex and nothing else? I mean, I know, like, it's for, like, the movie and all that, but I don't know. Also, the mouth is painted. Wow. Also, the tongue is a completely different piece of plastic. Mattel, again, would never do this. And I think it's really fun. Its tongue kind of, like, goes with its mouth and gives it, like, an extra animation, I guess you could say. Its jaw is also, like, super, like, springy. So, like, it does hurt if you get this, like, spring back at you. I mean, I'm not doing it now, but, like, if you get it stuck and you press down on the tongue, it snaps back closed, and it does kind of hurt. I think that pretty much goes over most everything. Of course, like, the teeth are painted. They're painted okay. There is a little bit of, you know, sloppiness around the gums there. This one also has that, so I guess that's just something to expect from these figures. There's not really much you can do, because, of course, this is a figure that came out, like, over 20 years ago, so you gotta kind of find ones that are in good condition, because, of course, not all of them are going to be in good condition, and you don't know which ones have paint abnormalities or not. Also, was that all unfocused? Articulation-wise, of course, this doesn't have really a lot, because it's just like, you know, it's a Kenner figure, it's a toy, and, you know, you have leg articulation, which you can get some good poses out of. Like, I could do a sitting pose. You can only move this leg this way, you cannot move it back, so that's something to be aware of. But you can get it in, like, a sitting pose, or, like, one of my favorites, you can make it high five. I had one of these, and I was playing with it, and I'm like, this looks really silly, and I've got another one, so it's perfect. Like, yeah, high five, bro. But come on, you gotta have some fun in your review, right? Look, if you like the boring reviews where all they do is just this, look at this coloration, look at how it fades into the next one, and it's all this, you got some detail in here, and, like, go looking over every inch of this figure. Look, that's not what I do here. I have a little bit of fun with it, okay? And I'm not going to not have fun with it, because that's what I do. And that's how I like to do reviews. I would die of boredom if I went over every single detail. I'm just going to go over the parts that matter, which is that I really like this figure. It's not by any means my favorite Chaos Effect figure. I do like some of the other ones better, but I do think it's a good figure, and it's probably a good starter figure if you're starting to collect Chaos Effect, because they're fairly cheap. They're not one of the more rarer ones, but they're a little fun little guys. I like them. They've got a really fun action feature. It's really fun to just kind of play around with, and you can just hold it while you're bored and just, like, do that. Make it, give them, you can battle them like I was doing. I'm doing it again, but having two especially is really fun, because you're like, now I guess I could put the capture gear on and take a little bit of a closer look at it. So it is kind of like this blue shiny look to it, and all the shiny little glittery stuffs in it, and it's got, like, this little necklace piece that goes on, and you got this thing that goes on somehow. I think it goes on like this, and boom, you have all the capture gear on, and now it's ready to break out and cause chaos effect. Although it doesn't work very well. it does. This one works okay, but it doesn't really fling this piece off like I think it should. But if you do, just kind of lightly put it on there, like to the point where it's not really secure. That's not what I wanted to happen. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. It's a pretty good figure, and if you are wanting to start collecting the Chaos Effect line, I would say this was probably one of the good beginner ones. This one, the Amargus Spinus, or the Compsognathus are all really good ones to start with because they're relatively cheap and pretty abundant. I'd say the Amargus spinus is definitely the cheapest. I found them for like $10 in pretty good condition, and it's probably like the most common Chaos Effect figure. This is definitely one of them as well. So, you know, if you're starting and you want a good starter figure to see how you like the line, this is a really good one to start off with. And it's just really fun. And having multiple of them is also really fun because you can like make packs of them. And that's cool. And I don't know why I'm doing this with my fingers. But yeah, for a size comparison, I have the Velociraptor X here, which is probably one of the most popular Chaos Effect figures, I would say. One of the ones that a lot of people have. And here's a Compsognathus, which is another around the same size range as the Tyrannonops. Well, I wasn't going to do another Chaos Effect comparison, but here's also a what is the name? The Paradinonicus. Yeah, that's it. There's a Paradinonicus as a size comparison. Another pretty popular figure. For like a Mattel sort of mid-sized theropod, we have the Vistaverser. Haven't seen this guy in a while, have you? And of course, no size comparison would be complete without a Mattel Velociraptor.
Geosternbergia.
Alright, I think I've pretty much said all I wanted to say about this figure. I overall think it's pretty nice, and if you want to get one, you should probably get one, because you never know when they're going to be available, or you can find one in good condition. And they're fairly decently priced, though it can fluctuate a bit. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty nice figure. If you're interested, you should get it. But yeah, that's all I have for now. And I will see you in the next video, which I will be doing more Chaos Effect reviews this October, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. The Jurassic Park Chaos Effects Did I just say Chaos Effects? You know, I put this stuff here hoping that maybe it would stop that from happening. But of course it went right through this. Of course it did. Of course. I was just trying to get that. And I seem... And Willie has gotten stuck in my hair. How does that even happen? You know, that is one of the downsides of having long hair, is that anything and everything will get stuck in it. Did I fling the capture gear down there? Oh my gosh. Oh good. It was just under the tripod. Okay. Thank the eternal Anhinga.